checking out this video. Don't forget, like and subscribe.
All right, before we bring Paul in, let's get through some of the rest of the wrestling news. So what's going on with TNA? I knew they had a break in live television, and then they came back, and Santana lost his title to Frankie Kazarian.
Yeah, it was a bunch of run-ins from NXT mid-level guys. I mean, it's like they basically did the Dusty Rhodes, Terry Funk, Harley Race angle, which was actually a hell of an angle in 1979. But the difference is that Lexis King and Charlie Dempsey and Brooks Jensen are not Terry Funk, and Mike Santana is not Dusty Rhodes. And trying to do that angle now is, I mean, I think the big thing is that they're being propped up by WWE, and so they have to do what WWE wants, and it's a heat angle, and WWE probably wants those mid-level guys to get some attention and some time that they're not getting on NXT, and that's just how it's done. I would not have, I would have really balked on that one, though. I think that it's too soon. Like, if it was in 3 months, sure, go do it. But like right away, I think that's a bad idea. Too quick.
And then I started hearing about Jacob Cohen getting removed from the taping or something of that nature.
Yeah, so this would have been on the taping yesterday, the third day at Full Sail, I believe. And that is a weird story because I know Jacob Cohen, and he's been a guy who, he's a big fan, and he had been going to those tapings in Orlando back in the old Dixie Carter days when they did all their TVs in Atlanta for decades. So always there, always a regular, never caused any trouble or anything like that. I don't know from their standpoint, it was a dumb political move, but why you would do it. So what happened was, he's just, I think that he was, maybe they were mad, and I don't even know this. Maybe they were mad that he was putting out spoilers for a tape show, which he has been doing since the beginning of time, and everybody knew that, and everybody knew him, and it was never an issue, because you tape and that's going to happen, and you may not be happy about it, but it's like, if he didn't do it, there were 5 other guys doing it. I mean, like now, not as many people do that stuff now, but it's still done, and but I don't even know from their standpoint what it was. I only know Jacob's story. And it was like they came up to him. And it may not be that, because they said that he was filming stuff, which you're not allowed to do. And he said, and they wanted to and he showed them, I'm not filming anything. And they said, well, you've got, it was the people who approached him were people he didn't know. I mean, he knows a lot of people at TNA. And then they said you were putting stuff on Instagram, and he does not have an Instagram account. So that is really weird. And then they said, well, we're kicking you out. And then he said, well, can I get my ticket refunded? And it's like, no. So I don't know. That's like a really weird story. It's not like, like the guys at the UFC show last night. I don't know if you heard about this, but there was a freaking riot at the UFC show with the Dagestanis and Dylan Dennis in the crowd, people throwing down and everything like that. That's a bad scene. This is just a guy who's, tweeting out stuff from the show. And I don't even know if he tweeted out spoilers last night. I mean, he may have, he may not have. I didn't really find that, but they didn't tell him they were kicking him out for that. And if they had told him, please don't, he would have stopped, I think. I mean, it's like, I presume he would have. They didn't do that. It's just like really weird kicking, a loyal fan who's been, a loyal fan of that company for 20 plus years. And everyone that's in that company that goes back any length of time. And I mean, most of them don't, but they all know who he is. So why he would kick him out, it's like, it boggles my mind, especially because it's like WWE did that with JJ Williams, from our site for spoilers. They didn't do it with the local newspaper because they knew they couldn't get away with it. And it was just like, whatever. So but the there's a difference between a show that you pay for. Because to me, if you're charging people ticket money to see the show, they have every right to give the results out. If you are on a closed set and a taped NXT is kind of a closed set. It's, family, friends, and, whatever that go to those things. It's not a ticket thing. And they say, don't do it. It's like, I don't know. I don't say they have the right, but, the way they handled JJ was terrible. There's no excuse for it because they could have just said stop, but they wanted to, humiliate him and didn't do it that way. And the same thing with Jacob. For whatever reason, somebody wanted to humiliate him. God only knows why. But it's terrible. It's terrible to treat your fan, loyal fan for decades like that. So I don't know what they were thinking, but a lot of people have been questioning them, and there's certainly been no answers.
Are you one of those youngsters today who listens to Spotify? I don't even know what it is. But I do know this. All of our podcasts are available at Spotify. You can head up right now and sign up. The easiest way to do so, f4wonline.com/Spotify. And for just $9.99 per month, you can listen to 84 podcasts on any given month. 84! 2 to 3 podcasts every single day covering pro wrestling and mixed martial arts. And if you think about $9.99 per month, that's just pennies per day. So check it out today on Spotify. That's f4wonline.com/Spotify. f4wonline.com/Spotify.